It was a moonless night when Sarah decided to embark on a solo road trip across the desolate desert highways of the American Southwest. She had always been drawn to the allure of the open road, the freedom it promised, and the solitude it offered. With her trusty old car packed with essentials, she set off, not knowing that this journey would turn into a nightmarish experience she would never forget. As she drove deeper into the barren landscape, the road seemed to stretch endlessly into the abyss. The only companions she had were the howling wind and the eerie silence that enveloped her. The dim headlights of her car revealed nothing but a seemingly infinite stretch of asphalt, bordered by vast, unforgiving desert terrain. Hours passed, and Sarah began to feel the exhaustion creeping in. She decided to stop at a remote gas station she spotted on the horizon. The gas station appeared out of place in this desolation, like an oasis in a desert of darkness. Its flickering neon sign read, "Last Stop." Relieved to have found a place to rest, Sarah parked her car near the pumps and stepped inside. The bell above the door jingled as she entered, announcing her arrival. The dimly lit interior of the gas station was cluttered with dusty old shelves, half-empty cans of soda, and various trinkets for sale. Behind the counter stood an elderly man, his withered face etched with deep lines of age. He greeted Sarah with a toothless smile, his eyes full of curiosity as if she was the first visitor he'd seen in years. She asked for directions and was met with a cryptic response. "The road ahead is treacherous," the old man whispered. "But you're not alone out there. There are things that lurk in the shadows, things that hunger for the lost souls who wander these highways at night." Sarah dismissed his warning as the ramblings of a lonely old man and left the gas station. She continued her journey, but the once familiar road now felt sinister, as if it were alive with unseen malevolence. As she drove further into the darkness, Sarah's unease grew. Strange figures appeared on the periphery of her headlights, fleeting glimpses of twisted, unnatural shapes. She heard eerie whispers carried by the wind, calling her name and beckoning her to join them in the abyss. Desperation took hold of Sarah as she realized she was lost in this forsaken wilderness. Panic set in, and she tried to turn back, but the road behind her seemed to have vanished into the void. She was trapped, alone, and surrounded by the unknown. Hours turned into an eternity as Sarah's mind unraveled. She saw ghastly apparitions, heard blood-curdling screams, and felt a malevolent presence closing in on her. The very fabric of reality seemed to warp and twist around her, and she knew she had strayed into a realm beyond comprehension. In the darkest hours of the night, Sarah's car sputtered and died. She was left stranded in the middle of nowhere, enveloped by an oppressive silence. The nightmarish visions and whispers grew louder, and she couldn't distinguish reality from madness. As dawn finally broke, Sarah's car miraculously roared back to life. Exhausted and shaken to her core, she drove until she found a small town, her salvation from the horrors of that fateful night. To this day, Sarah cannot explain the events of that highway journey. Was it a delusion brought on by exhaustion, or had she truly crossed into a realm where the supernatural and the real intertwined? She'll never know for sure, but one thing is certain. She will never forget the highway that led her to the edge of her sanity, and the gas station with its enigmatic warning of the terrors that lurk in the desert darkness.